Hello Aries, and welcome to your October 2025 reading. So welcome if you're new to my channel, and welcome back if you're returning. We're going to take a deep dive into your October to find out what Spirit wants you to know, to find out what energies you'll be working with, any challenges to overcome, and then at the end we're going to get some messages from Spirit. And October is quite a powerful month, especially for you Aries. On the 6th or the 7th of the month, we have the full moon, and this month it's in your sign. So that makes it more potent for you, more powerful, the ability to transform and release something, especially connected to your identity, your drive, what has been maybe in the way, something that you haven't seen that has been hindering you. And so that's a really powerful full moon. And we also have Mars moving into Scorpio, and Mars is your planet, your ruling planet. And in Scorpio, it is this potential or potent opportunity to transform. And being Scorpio, it's something that you haven't seen before. So I wouldn't be surprised whether you, if you have a revelation about something that has been affecting you and something that you didn't know. It'll be completely unknown, but it will be shown to you in the month of October. So that's wonderful, because when we see something about ourselves or our situations, and when we understand it, then we can release it and we can transform it and we overcome. So that's going to be incredibly powerful and important for you in October, and exciting. So let's see what the cards have to say. And I hope you're doing really well. Let's see what Spirit wants you to know. We have the Five of Pentacles, although it didn't really want to come out. So if you've had a time of difficulty, particularly with feeling maybe rejected or left out in the cold, where there's been a challenging time, that's really, this card didn't really want to come out. So I think that's probably something that's happened before. It's not happening anymore. Certainly not in October. I don't feel at all in that. Then you have the Page of Cups. And the Page of Cups is this beautiful feeling of getting into your inspiration, to your creativity, to your sensitivity, and to try something new, something creative. And what I'm getting for some of you, so this is a collective reading for Sun, Moon, Rising and Venus. But if this is your reading and message, this is the reminder to get into creativity, doing something that is nourishing to your spirit and your soul. And sometimes we think we don't have a creative bone in our body. And if that's the case, it would be listening to music, going for walks in nature, doing something that makes you feel connected and uplifted and light, in that playful attitude. Feeling with the page. I'm also getting for some of you, this is really important for your healing. If it's the nervous system, to deal with stress, that getting into that creativity is going to really help you to regulate your nervous system, to feel calm. So like I said, it could be Spirit saying, if it's walking in nature, if it's listening to music, doing something that takes you out of your mind will be very healing and very nurturing this month, and important, because if you're going through a lot of change, a lot of transformation, or you're trying to heal yourself, the body heals when the nervous system is feeling calm. And how our nervous system feels calm can often be when we do things that are a creative expression. Okay. And can we please have another message for Aries for the month of October? What do they need to know for the month of October? King of Swords, Queen of Swords, masculine and feminine. intellect. Okay. So these can be an interesting couple, if it's a relationship. For some of you that are in a relationship and your partner's like your mirror, very much the same as you. This is indicating there can be more harmony in your relationships, but it's not always about, who's right in the argument. It's meeting on more neutral ground, hearing each other's perspective, being open-minded will be very, very helpful for your relationships. But for most of you, the Queen and the King of Swords is the balance between our wishes, our morals, our values, and then the action that we take. And I want to dive a bit deeper because this is a really interesting reading. Wow. Lovers, Death, and the Queen of Cups. Okay. So let me explain this because it's painting a beautiful picture to help you through the month. So with the King and Queen of Cups, when you're making decisions, what Spirit's recommending is looking at your values and your morals on the situation. How do I feel about this? Is this right for me? The Queen and King are very matter of fact. They look at all of the evidence. They're very logical in their decisions. And that it will be very helpful for you this month to step away from the emotional component of it, to look at things more matter of fact, more objectively, more logically to make your decisions will be helpful. Of course, it's always important to balance it with the heart, but for some reason this month, Spirit is really showing that the best way to make your decisions this month will be in a very logical way, to stepping back, looking at things objectively, weighing up the pros, the cons, and then looking at, what feels right for you. Can you do this thing? Can you not do it? Do you have the time? Do you have the energy? And really taking your time. The other thing with the King and Queen is that of Swords is they don't rush in to make decisions. They really think things out thoroughly. And that's the other message. If there's any major decisions that you're making or any conflicts you're having this month, is really take the time to think things through, look at things objectively, project. They're really good at projecting into the future. What would this outcome be? Looking at the pros and cons, looking at the finer detail to make sure that you don't miss anything or that you're not jumping into taking action on something through an emotional reaction or through fear or any other reason that's kind of all muddled up from our patterns and our programs and our fears and our anxieties. Then you have the Lovers, the Death, and the Queen of Cups. And this is such a beautiful combination because the Lovers is always the reminder of making your decisions through love and not fear. The other archetype of this card is to make, we have free will. But when we make our decisions from our body, mind, and spirit, when they're all aligned, so we think about a situation, we see how the logic of it, we sit with how we feel about it, and we go to our instinct, our gut intuition. That always helps us make the right decisions going through those three processes. If we only go through our heart, we might be missing our guidance from our spirit that has the big picture of this situation. And if we miss any one of those, we're not making our decision with all of our being. So this is such an interesting reading, Aries, because it's very much guiding you on how to make your decisions for the month of October so that they're the highest and the best decisions for you. They give you the outcomes that you deserve, that are right for you, that are right for everyone else involved. And the Lovers is the reminder to make your decisions out of love and not fear, to connect with your spirit, to make your decisions from your mind, your heart, and your spirit aligned. With that and the Death card, this is beautiful because it's the release. The Death is my favorite card of the deck, and everyone fears the death. Everybody fears the Death card, and I want to set the record straight of what it really means because it's my favorite card. It's when we let go of the part of the ego, the part of the ego that we're constantly shedding. We go through cycles of death and rebirth all the time, where we realize something about a way that we've seen a situation or a pattern within us that we suddenly understand. And we understand and we see it and we realize that's not who I want to be or that's not who I am. And we let it go. And that part of us dies off and we get reborn. We get reborn into the more authentic, higher part of ourselves. And that's where it's so beautiful, because the more we release the ego or release the parts that came from insecurity and fear and all of those things, the freer we are. We get to be reborn. And this is perfect with the Mars in Scorpio energy moving in there, because this is what's coming up in a lot of signs. We get this beautiful opportunity to let go and to have a rebirth. And the rebirth for you, Aries, is all about your emotional calm, fulfillment, balance, feeling less anxious, feeling more relaxed about life in your situation, having this peace that comes about you. You know, the queens are your inner state of being and the cups are your emotions. So having this beautiful space of feeling balanced and at peace, nurturing yourself, feeling calm, and restoring that balance and peace within, which has come from the release that will be happening for you this month. And I feel that it will be something that you haven't seen before. It's like Spirit gives you this beautiful opportunity to see something you haven't seen so that it can be released this month. Okay, so let's dive a little bit deeper and ask Spirit, is there any advice you have for Aries? So is there any advice, any other advice for Aries for the month? What other advice do you have for Aries for the month of October? Page of Wands and the Justice. Justice. And Justice is very much it's all about balance. It's about neutrality. And it's sitting under the King and Queen of Swords. So this is telling me that keeping an open mind, keeping balanced with your perspectives, how you see something, having neutrality, finding your balance, finding your peace. And you have the Judgment and the Moon, exactly. So this is really just confirming, Spirit's just confirming that there'll be something in the subconscious that you'll be seeing and you'll be releasing, because the Judgment is after the death. The Judgment is the rebirth, feeling invigorated again, feeling inspired because you've released something that was in the unconscious, that was disturbing your peace. And so for each of you, that will be different, but it'll be the same process that will be happening for each one. And is there anything that Aries needs to do for this to happen? And what I'm getting is just staying in a state of openness, open-mindedness, and neutrality, to be open to seeing something that you can't see about your current situation, because Spirit will be guiding you and revealing this to you through the month. Staying objective. Have the Six of Cups. The Six of Cups is always balance and harmony in relationships, which is beautiful. So seeing the innocence of the other person, seeing the innocence in yourself, and it's always a sign for me that relationships are going to become more affectionate, more peaceful, more in balance. You have the Knight of Wands. So being able to move forward, feeling passionate again. I'm not really getting too much with that Knight of Wands. Other than if there's been problems in relationships, I think the relationships will be restored, because we're in Libra season, so that can bring up conflicts within relationships. But those two cards together for me are just a confirmation to let you know that if there's been any problems in relationships, there'll be some positive improvements in them. And you have the King of Pentacles. Great. And the King of Pentacles is getting into your state of abundance and security. The King of Pentacles to me is always a reminder that you have control over your money, your material world, and no one can take that away from you. What's yours is yours, and you get to decide what you want to do with that. So that will be a really important message for some of you, that be true to yourself. Decide how you want to share your wealth. Not out of duty and obligation, just, because it's the right thing to do or it feels right for you. But that's really interesting. Now let's ask the angels. But I love this, the death and rebirth. And the main thing with your reading is this revelation that will be happening. And can we please have an angel message for Aries? Is there an angel message? What would the angels like Aries to know and add to their reading? Angels, what would you like Aries to know? Okay. Now let's get one more. Whoops. Have Archangel Shamiel and Beloved One. Oh. Okay. Have Beloved One. I'm helping with your spiritual soulmate relationship. And then you have Ready to Love Again. So this is a really beautiful theme. So the angels are here to help you to heal your heart, to restore relationships if there's been any challenges there. And it says you've healed enough from the past to open your heart to new love. So if you're looking for love and you want your soulmate relationship, that can be absolutely available to you. That's a really good sign from the angels. And then you have Turquoise and Spiritual Path. Your true beliefs are becoming clearer to you, which prompts you to make necessary life changes. That's interesting. So that could be the revelation that's the angels are bringing into this month to help uplift your health, your wealth, your happiness, and your relationships, to do with your spiritual path and your evolution. So I'm very excited for you, Aries. I would love to know in the comments if you want to share what this transformation is for you. I hope that helps and guides you through the month of October. I'm sending you all of my love, light, and blessings. And thank you so much for any subscribes, for your likes, and for your comments. I'm a new channel and it helps my channel grow and helps me more than you know. So thank you again, and I look forward to seeing you next month. Bye.